Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dan Lobeck, citizen. And somebody who's been concerned for decades about integrity in our government, as well as local government that makes sense. And on both of those points, none of you have a choice other than to reject this, send it back to the county commission, and if they want to put this unpopular measure on the ballot, let them do it. They have that power just as you do. On the merits, Sarasota County has simply grown too large for at-large voting. You heard the statistics. We're one of the biggest counties in Florida, okay, number 14 out of 67. And all of those counties bigger than us, and the three below us, have some form of single-member district voting, entirely single-member district or mostly single-member district, except for 4. Now what is that telling you? That when you get that big, it's like Florida, having everybody in Florida vote for the entire Florida legislature. It makes no sense. Everybody in the United States voting for all of our congressional representatives. Makes no sense. Okay, so on the merits, the people did the right thing by a 60% vote in approving single-member districts. And I know that campaign well. And I'll tell you too, the county's own opinion poll, even though it was worded in a biased way against single-member districts, showed overwhelming approval for keeping single-member districts and not returning to the crazy everybody voting for all the commissioners countywide, and not having our commissioners closer to the people like you do today because of what the voters approved in 2018. And you look at that part of the commission meeting where the survey representative was talking to the commissioners, and he said he was amazed at how familiar the people were with this subject compared to other poll questions where a much larger percentage than 14% declined to answer. So overwhelming support, overwhelming familiarity, the people knew what they were doing. And so what this comes down to is politics. I respectfully disagree with the speaker that says it's partisan politics. Far from it. The county commissioners know how to redistrict to keep safe Republican seats if they want to. And even though I'm hearing reports, whether they're true or not, there might be a deal with the Democrats to give them District 2. Mr. Ziegler move into District 4 and elect a very pro-developer Democrat in Hagen Brody to join the others on the county commission. We'll see. It's not partisan. You know, I'm a lifelong Republican since I started campaigning for Barry Goldwater. You can guess my age at the age of 13. I started the Sarasota County Young Republican Club, and that was a few years ago as well, obviously. So it's not. This is about politics. And let's get to the second issue of integrity. The reason this is here is because the developers lost the referendum and they spent $150,000, the big developers, to defeat this, lying to the public in their ads saying this is going to give more power to the developers if you have single-member districts. Absurd. Because they obviously benefit by county-wide elections. Because it costs 5 times as much to reach the voters. Who has those kind of gobs of money? The big developers. They're in favor of repealing single-member districts, just like they opposed it, not because of any general election results that we've seen, but because Mike Hutchinson came within a handful of votes of beating the developer-picked and the developer controlled candidate and Commissioner Mike Moran. That's why we're here. So the question is, do you have integrity? Do you believe in voting on this based on the merits? Or are you happy just making this developer cabal happy? I know they recruited some of you through Mr. Brill or others. Or do you believe in doing the right thing? The developer's control of the county commission has not led to some good results. And if I had some time, I would give you some very clear examples of how they're costing the taxpayers and the environment and neighborhoods and other things to benefit themselves against the interests of the rest of us. But they should not control the way we elect our county commissioners in a way that inures to their interest and is contrary to the interests of the rest of us? Are you going to play that game? Are you going to be a slave to corrupt politics just because some of those people may have good relations with you politically, or you may have aspirations beyond this?
Can you summarize?
Yeah, please send this unpopular proposal back to the county commission where it belongs. Thank you.